Hello everyone, I am Rajendra Prakash Sahu, Assistant Professor of Department of Commerce, Odisha State Open University. So today we are going to start our second unit of financial management, and in the previous unit we have studied about a brief introduction about financial management. So let's quickly move on. Let's dive into the time value of money, one of the most fundamental concepts in finance. Money has a value over time, means a rupee today worth more than in future. This is because money today can be invested, earn interest, or be used for immediate consumption. However, the future value of money is uncertain. Inflation, changes in interest rates, or other economic factors can affect the value of money, the purchasing power of money. So, financial decision must account for this uncertainty. One key reason why this happens is that people generally like to or prefer to current consumption over future consumption. This is known as present bias. People tend to value immediate rewards more highly than future rewards. Might prefer having cash now instead of waiting for a larger sum for later. Interest rates and duration are crucial factors when evaluating investments. Interest rates represent the cost of borrowing or the reward for saving, while the duration determines how long the money is invested or borrowed. Together, these factors impact how much an investment will be worth in future. Finally, understanding the time value of money is essential for making informed financial decisions. Whether you are considering investments, loans, or saving for the future, this concept helps you evaluate the true value of money over time. In short, money today is more valuable than the money in future, and the principle is core consideration in financial decision. Let's look at a simple yet powerful concept in finance, the rule of 72. This is a quick way to estimate how long it will take for an investment to double in value based on fixed annual interest rate. This formula is straightforward. Time to double is equal to 72 upon interest rate. Let's see in action what a couple of examples. If you invest at an annual interest rate of 12%, your money will be double in 6 years. That's 72 divided by 12. At a 6% interest rate, the double period will become 12. So this rule is extremely helpful for investors and financial planners because it gives a fast and easy way to access the potential growth of investment without using complex calculations or financial models. It also simplifies decision making that when comparing different investment options, you can quickly get a rough idea of what one will grow faster. Keep in mind that while it's not 100% precise, the rule of 72 is accurate enough for most practical purposes and it gives a clear sense of power of compounding. So, whether you are planning for retirement or evaluating saving plans, these rules give you a valuable shortcut for financial planning. Now, the rate of return or interest rate. Now, let's look at the rate of return, also known as interest rate, a key concept in financial decision making. There are two main types of interest: simple interest and compound interest. Starting with simple interest, this is calculated on the initial principal amount and it does not take into account any interest that has already been earned. The formula to calculate it is simple interest equal to principal into annual interest rate into number of years. In contrast, compound interest is more powerful. It is calculated on both principal and accumulated interest from previous periods. This means your money will grow faster rate because interest is earning interest. So the formula for compound interest future value is future value equal to present value into 1 plus interest rate into number of periods. So the key takeaway here is that compound interest leads to exponential growth over time, making it especially important in the long term investment, saving, and retirement planning. Understanding these two types of interest is essential when comparing the investment option evaluating loan offers. Now let's look about compound interest. One of the most powerful tool in finance, especially for long-term investment growth. Compound interest works by not just earning interest on our initial principal, but also on the interest that accumulates over time. In simple terms, your earnings get reinvested and then those earnings start earning more interest too. This leads to faster and exponential growth of your money. The formula for compound interest is present value and 1 plus interest rate to the power n. Let's see an example. If you invest 10,000 at an interest rate of 6% per year, it will grow for 10 years. It will become 17,910 rupees. That's nearly 80% growth. And it's all thanks to the compounding effect. So this kind of growth, what makes compound interest essential for long-term investment strategies such as retirement, fixed deposits, mutual funds. The longer your money stays invested, the more dramatically it grows. So the key takeaway is start early and let time do heavy lifting through compound interest. Let's take a moment to understand how to calculate growth rates using compounding, which is essential for evaluating business performance and protecting future growth. To measure how fast something grows over time, like sales, revenues, or profit, we use compound growth rate formula. It tells us average annual growth rate or a specific period. Imagine a company's sale increase from 100 crores to the 198 crores over a period of years. To find the annual compound rate, we apply the formula of future value interest value factor. So in this case, the compound annual rate CAGR is approximately 12%. This means that the company sales has grown at a rate of 12% each year to reach 198 crores from 100 crores. So this kind of calculation is very useful for financial forecasting and strategic planning, as it gives a clear picture of how fast the business is expanding and helps in the future targets, achieving the future targets. So tools like future value interest factor table, financial calculators makes it easier to, especially when you are comparing growth over the periods across industries. So in summary, compound growth rate helps us understand long-term trends and make better investment, better decisions based on actual performance. So now let's explore the difference between nominal rate and effective rate of interest, an important concept for understanding the true cost or return of financial products. The nominal rate is stated as or advertised interest rate. It does not account for the effects of compounding within a year. So if a bank offers 12% interest rate, that's the nominal rate. It sounds straightforward, but it doesn't tell the full story. So the effective rate, on the other hand, reflects the actual return after accounting for how the invested money is compounded, whether it's yearly, quarterly, monthly, or even daily. So the formula to calculate effective rate is uh, um, 1 plus nominal rate upon number of years of compounding minus 1. So let's see example. If you have 12% nominal interest rate compounding more monthly, the effective annual rate becomes 12.68%. That's because interest is being added every month. So which increases the amount by on OU by the end of the year. So the frequency of compounding has direct impact on your effective return or cost. The more frequent compounding, the higher effective rate. So this distinction is especially important when you are comparing loans or investments with different compounding terms. Always check the effective rate to understand the real impact. As we wrap up, let's quickly review what we have gone through. So the key financial concepts we have discussed are: first, we learned about the time value of money. A rupee today worth is more than the rupee tomorrow because of its earning potential. The idea forms the foundation of financial management. Next, we saw that interest rates significantly impact the future value. Whether you are saving or borrowing, the rate and how frequently it's compounded will change how much you earn or owe in future. We also covered compound interest, which is center to long-term financial growth. Unlike simple interest, compound interest reinvest earnings, allowing your money to grow at an accelerating rate over time. So then we looked at growth rate calculations and how future value interest factor tables have estimate how quickly values like sales or investments grow with. And finally, we talked about effective interest rate, which shows the real return by cost, accounting for how interest is compounded. So it's more accurate than the nominal rate, and it should always be considered when comparing financial products. So together, these concepts gives us tools to evaluate investments and manage resources and make informed decisions for both personal and business success. So this is all about the time value of money. So I hope you have enjoyed the class. So see you in the next class. Thank you.